Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel World of Software Testing. In this lecture we are going to discuss about the third black box testing technique, that is the state transition technique. So we have already covered two techniques in our previous tutorial, that is the boundary value analysis and the equivalence class partitioning. So let's discuss about the state transition technique in this lecture. So what are the black box testing techniques? The black box testing techniques can also be termed as a test data design techniques or the test design technique or test case design technique. So as the name suggests, it is useful while designing the test cases. So the main goal of test design techniques is to reduce the data which is used for the testing and increase the test coverage. The data, that is the test data which we have prepared, with that data we should be able to cover all the scenarios of the testing. And the test case design techniques helps to design better test cases and reduce the number of test cases to be executed. So these are the main goals of the black box testing techniques. These are some of the types of black box testing techniques. So first two we have already covered in our previous lectures, the boundary value analysis and the equivalence partitioning. The third, the state transition technique, we are going to see in this lecture. So let's understand state transition testing technique. The state transition testing is a black box testing technique in which changes made in the input conditions cause the state changes or the output changes in the application under test. The state transition testing helps to analyze the behavior of an application for different input conditions. The testers can provide the positive and negative input test values and record the system behavior. In the state transition technique, changes in input conditions change the state of the application. So we'll see this with the help of the diagrammatic representation. The testing technique allows the tester to test the behavior of the application. The tester can perform this action by entering various input conditions in a sequence. So in state transition technique, the testing team provides the positive as well as negative input test values for evaluating the system behavior. So consider the example of a login page of an application which locks the username after 3 wrong attempts of password. So here you can see the example and we have the first attempt, second attempt and a third attempt. We have these 3 attempts and it is changing the state of the application here. This is the state. So at the start we have 3 attempts. So when we enter the first attempt here, if it is wrong, then we have the second attempt, and if we have attempted correctly, then it will go to the home page. That is S4 will be the state of the application. Similarly, if we put wrong, then it will go to the second attempt, and if we again put wrong in the second attempt, it will turn to state 2, and again if we are entering it correctly, then it will go to the home page, that is S4 state. At the time of second attempt, if we again try to attempt wrongly, if we enter the wrong password, then we have only the third attempt, and then if we again put it correctly, then we can go to the home page. In the third attempt, if we try to enter the wrong password, then the account gets locked, which means the state 5 will be there, and then if we are putting the correct password in the third attempt, then it will go to the home page. So these are the 3 states we have. For first attempt, when we try to enter the correct password, then the user gets logged in. So if it is correct password, then it is logged in, and this will go to the state says S4. So if the user enters the incorrect password, then the user unable to log in, and state changes to say S2, that is for the second attempt here. So for second attempt, when the user try to enter the correct password, then user gets logged in, means S4, logged in and navigated to home page and say the state changes to S4. If the user enters incorrect password, then the user unable to log in and the state changes to S3 here. Again, for the third attempt, when the user try to enter the correct password, then the user gets login and navigated to home page and say the state changes to S4 again from S3. But again, if the user enters incorrect password, then the user unable to log in and state changes to say S5, that is the account gets locked, and display a message as account locked, contact IT support. So this example shows the state transition testing technique. So when to use this state transition technique? So when we have the sequence of events that occur and associated conditions that apply to those events. So like whenever we are having the events that occur in sequence. So like we are seeing the example of login page. So the second is when the proper handling of particular event depends on the events and the conditions that have occurred in the past. The third one is when the sequence of events needs to be tested. And the fourth is it is used for the real-time systems with various states and transitions involved. Now see when not to use the state transition testing. So you should not rely upon the state transition testing under the following situations. So the first one is when the testing is not required in a sequential input combinations. So if it is not sequential, then it is not good to go with the state transition testing technique. When different functionalities of application are required to be tested, something like exploratory testing. So yeah, so with the exploratory testing, again we don't need to go with the state transition testing because we don't know exactly what in which states the application is going. Let's discuss about some of the advantages of the state transition testing. So under this technique, by using a pictorial or a tabular representation of a system behavior, the tester becomes familiar with the application design and feels easy to cover and design the test effectively and efficiently. The second is the unplanned or the invalid states of the system gets also covered by using this technique. So whatever the unplanned or invalid states are there that are uncovered or covered with this help of testing technique. Using the state transition diagram, it's easy to verify if all the conditions are covered. So these are the advantages of state transition testing technique. Let's see some of the disadvantages of state transition testing technique. So this technique can't be used for non-finite state systems, because if you have lot of states for the system, then it's very difficult with this state transition technique to use it. Second is defining all possible states for large and complex systems is quite cumbersome task. So as we have mentioned, it's very difficult to apply or define all the possible states for this large state systems or the complex systems. So this we have covered the state transition testing techniques, which is very useful to reduce the data and increase the testing coverage. So thanks for watching this video. Hope you have liked this video. Please do subscribe our YouTube channel for such more interesting software testing concepts. Also click on the bell icon to get the latest updates from our YouTube channel whenever the new video gets uploaded. In the upcoming lectures, we will dig further into the software testing concepts and will complete all the black box testing techniques. So if you do have any queries, doubts, or any questions related to the software testing, so feel free to put it in the comment sections. We'll definitely try to answer each and every questions from your side. So thanks for watching this video. Thank you.